We are continuing with our conversations here on the Tuesday edition of Good Morning Namibia. Now, the general registration of voters is coming to an end on Thursday. A cumulative total number of over 1.3 million eligible Namibians registered as voters inside the country between the 3rd of June to the 27th of July 2024. However, in recent news, many campaigns and callouts have been made to the Namibian youth to go out in numbers and register for the upcoming November national elections because by not voting, they are undermining the democracy of the country. We now engage political analyst Dr. Ndumba Kamwanya, who will highlight the importance of youth participation in the November elections. Good morning, Doctor. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
Doctor, can you please provide us with insights into the current sentiments or concerns among Namibian youth regarding the upcoming elections?
Come again, I can't hear you.
Can you please provide us with an overview of insights regarding the concerns that the Namibian youth have perhaps expressed regarding the November elections as expected?
Well, I think the main issue is the political representation that young people seek to be included in decision-making process, as well as leadership structures at party level, but also at government level. But more in particular is the aspect of socio-economic challenges that young people are faced with. So they want their situation to improve tangibly. So that's why that they have vested interest in this upcoming election to make sure that whoever is going to lead this country at the government level, that they take in consideration the youth's interests.
So the youth are concerned that they perhaps are not included in the political landscape. Doctor, is that what you're saying? Even though we do have a very young minister who is serving in the portfolio of ICT, we see various parliamentarians, PDM having a young parliamentarian, the chief whip of LPM is a very young woman as well. So they still feel excluded?
Well, yeah, you are right that we have seen a trend where young people are being included in decision making, but probably if you look at the demographic significance of the young people in this country, we have just been told by the preliminary report, the census report, that Namibia is a youthful country. So them being the largest cohort of our population, I think more could be done to include them in decision-making and leadership structures.
As a political analyst, Doctor, how do you foresee the impact of the youth's disengagement in registration and voting process on the political landscape of Namibia?
When you abstain from voting, that also means you are voting. You are voting in the sense that you are allowing other people to vote for you and make decisions for you. So abstaining from voting is not a solution. It is a self-defeating means. So I urge the young people to seriously consider their future, because they are the future stakeholders and future leaders, that by going out in numbers to register and vote, they are influencing and shaping future policies that affect their perspective.
Doctor, in your opinion, what strategies can be implemented to encourage greater youth participation in the electoral process, just to ensure that their voices are being heard then?
Well, we know it is important that first and foremost for political parties or government to ensure that they develop policy that are, or let me say that youth-driven policies that are speaking to the issues affecting the young people. That is very important. And two, that we must come up with engagement strategies that are also youth-centric, in the sense that we communicate issues that are affecting the young people. And we know that young people are mainly on social media. Important them at those platforms where they are very active, and including interactive platforms where we can engage them, whether through town hall meetings, debates, and all that aspect. But more important, civic education, to educate them about the importance of voting and what voting means for their future and for their prospects.
About 4 months to go before the elections, Doctor, with what you have just recommended, given these 4 months, could it be able, could what you have recommended, if put into action, can it make a change and change the participation of youth in elections? Perhaps this time around we will see more youth going to the polls if what you have recommended is put into action?
Well, maybe for a registration, because we have only 1 day or 2 days, if I'm not mistaken, it may not make a huge impact, but still 1 day could make a significance if those that did not go out to register. But for those that have registered, I think those strategies that I have recommended could make a significant impact to make sure that young people turn out to go and vote. Because we know that registration is one thing, but voting is another thing. And historically, globally, is that young people might register, but they may not turn out to the polls to go and vote. So that is important, that we need to do more to create awareness and to educate and to engage the young people, more in particular the political parties, to make sure that the youth will go out and vote.
For some of the youth that are watching this conversation this morning, Doctor, and their question perhaps might be, what is the impact on them not voting to the country, though?
Well, as I said, that youth are key stakeholders and also future leaders. Not voting, it is self-defeating, because, as I say, that if you don't go out and vote, you are also voting because you are allowing other people to make decisions on your behalf. But more importantly, that the reason why we vote is we want to impact policy directions. Young people, they bring fresh perspectives, they are creative, they are innovative. So if they don't participate politically and in our elections, then we are depriving ourselves in terms of ideas, in terms of those fresh perspectives, in terms of those creativity and energy. So it is important that they take part in elections to ensure that they bring new perspectives in terms of policy direction.
Thank you for engaging us, Doctor. Please share your concluding remarks.
No, thank you very much for having me. I just want to urge every Namibian, but more in particular the young people, to go out and register for the remaining days. and also to make sure that they will go out and vote.
Thank you so much, Doctor, for making time to speak to us this morning.
Thank you.
Well, that was the engagement with Dr. Ndumba Kamwanya, who is a political analyst, and the conversation was centered around the youth participation in the voting process, of course, which is preceded by the registration process that is set to conclude on Thursday, the 1st of August. We'll be back with more. Please stay with us.